Jessica Pegula agrees with Coco Gauff's sentiments on Alexandra Eala drawing a flood of Filipino fans to stadiums. Alexandra Eala has firmly established herself as one of the WTA Tour's fastest rising talents, and she has even prompted reigning Dubai champion Jessica Pegula to weigh in. Fresh off her WTA 1000 triumph in Dubai, the American spoke candidly about the young Filipino's progress while also echoing Coco Gauff's recent view on her fandom. Jessica Pegula echoes Coco Gauff's sentiments on Alexandra Eala's ability to draw massive crowds. Many tennis fans have been closely tracking Eala's trajectory, given her growing reputation as a player capable of troubling the WTA's elite. Notably, at the Australian Open, her first-round appearance turned into a statement of its own. A massive wave of Filipino supporters, along with local fans, packed Court 6 to cheer her on, despite it being far too small to accommodate the swelling crowd. Although she fell to Alicia Parks, the overwhelming turnout underscored the level of backing she commands. In fact, Eala's 2026 campaign has been anything but quiet, even if a title still eludes her. The 20-year-old opened the year with a semi-final run in Auckland, followed it up with a quarter-final finish at the WTA 125 event in Manila, and continued her steady surge with back-to-back quarter-final appearances in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Moreover, her quarter-final finish in Abu Dhabi also propelled her to a career-high ranking of number 40, though she is currently ranked number 47 in the world. Her latest run in Dubai ended in straight sets against Gauff, but the consistency she has displayed across tournaments underlines a season-building momentum. As has become a trend in many of her matches, the center court was awash with Filipino supporters passionately backing Eala. In fact, Gauff praised the energy after her win, calling it great for the sport and encouraging the fans to continue bringing that same enthusiasm. Similar sentiments were echoed by world number 5 Pegula in her press conference after winning the WTA 1000 event in Dubai. She also wished to have the youngster on her podcast soon. "Alex is amazing. Hopefully she is the next podcast guest and we can get to know her and talk to her more. But the way she has been able to pack stadiums and the way that her country supports her is something special. And she handles it so maturely and with so much grace. She just feels so appreciative of all the support she gets," she said. The American also reflected on the overwhelming Filipino support Eala attracted during the semifinals of the 2025 Miami Open, admitting she was amazed by how firmly the crowd was behind her opponent. "And always seems to have a head on her shoulders and a good attitude about it. And it's amazing. I played her when she kind of broke out last year in Miami. And I am from there and the whole crowd was against me and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where did these people come from?" She added. And week after week, she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour. They all come out to support her and exactly we saw that in Australia, when it was overcrowded and they put her on too small of a court. We saw it here, you could hear it from the hotel and you could hear the crowd roaring, especially at night, she said. Pegula further praised Eala for inspiring young girls, especially in the Philippines, calling her a strong role model. She also highlighted Eala's impact on the growth of tennis popularity. "So, it's incredible and it's awesome what she is doing for the sport, she is perfect role model for it. I am sure she wants to inspire next-generational girls and Filipino girls to play tennis and go after their dreams. So I feel it's awesome for the sport. It's really cool and we just had a tournament there as well that she played," she added. Last year's Miami Open semifinal marked the first, and so far only, tour-level meeting between Alexandra Eala and Jessica Pegula. Eala's resolve immediately tested the American, pushing the opening set into a tiebreak that Pegula edged 7-6-3. Unfazed, the Filipino claimed the second set 7-5 to force a decider. Though Pegula ultimately steadied herself to take the final set 6-3, Eala's spirited performance in the event underscored her ability to challenge the very best. Notably, she had also stunned world number 2 Iga Swiatek in straight sets in the quarterfinal of that WTA event. On a warm evening beneath the stadium lights, the air shimmered not only with heat, but with anticipation. Flags rippled in the stands, blue, red, white, and a golden sun flashing in motion. The cheers came in waves, melodic and rhythmic, echoing long before the first ball was struck. It was more than a tennis match, it was a cultural crescendo. And as the crowd swelled around the court, both Jessica Pegula and Coco Gauff couldn't help but acknowledge the same truth. Wherever Alexandra Eala plays, she brings with her an entire nation. Pegula, thoughtful and observant, stood at the baseline during warm-ups, glancing at the stands as they filled faster than usual. She had played in packed arenas before, Grand Slams, tour finals, electric night sessions. She knew what big crowds felt like. But this was different. This was personal. The sound wasn't just noise, it was identity amplified. Earlier in the season, Gauff had remarked on the phenomenon with admiration. She noted how Eala's presence seemed to transform any stadium into a vibrant celebration of Filipino pride. Pegula agreed wholeheartedly. For them, it wasn't just about ticket sales or decibel levels. It was about representation, about seeing how deeply sport could resonate with people who saw themselves reflected in a player on the court. Eala, still young but already poised beyond her years, carries more than a racket in her bag. She carries the hopes of a country that has long yearned for a global tennis icon. The Philippines, rich in sporting passion, has rallied behind her with a fervor that transcends borders. From Manila to Madrid, from Miami to Melbourne, Filipino fans arrive draped in flags and voices ready. Pegula once described it as beautifully overwhelming. She meant it as a compliment. As a competitor, you learn to manage crowds. Sometimes they favor you, sometimes they don't. But what Eala generates isn't hostility toward opponents. It's collective joy. The cheers are loud but respectful, celebratory rather than confrontational. Gauff, who understands the weight of representation herself, recognized something powerful in Eala's connection with her supporters. When Gauff burst onto the scene, she too inspired a new wave of young fans who saw possibility in her poise and power. She has often spoken about the importance of visibility, how seeing someone who looks like you succeeding on a global stage can alter the trajectory of dreams. Pegula, though coming from a different background, appreciates that same dynamic. Tennis can sometimes feel like an individual pursuit in an individualistic sport. Yet moments like these remind players that they are part of something larger. Watching Eala wave to the crowd after a match win, Pegula saw tears in the stands, families embracing, children lifted onto shoulders, elders clasping flags close to their hearts. It wasn't just about forehands and backhands. It was about belonging.